Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. World War III is now in action. It is live and it is real. Don't kid yourself, we are fighting World War III. Luckily, it's being fought in a different way. Okay, I'm going to read something off that I just posted to my Facebook page off the top of my head from everything I've been learning. And a lot of this I've been learning, it's because of Victoria on this channel. She had sent me some silver and she sent me a link, and I've been putting those links in the description boxes beneath these videos when I talk about silver. So we are at an oil and silver war, and you know what, I'm going to break it down and make it clear in a very simple way. This battle is being fought on a financial level. Now, if we do it successfully, meaning the West, we will keep China from invading Taiwan. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to read this off. We are fighting World War II right now, World War III right now. It's being done through silver and blocking oil. Number one, China blocked all sales of silver out of their country. If you did not know, there's a huge panic on silver and stocks are going crazy right now. Now, when I say panic on silver, yeah, paper stocks, but physical silver, okay? Number two, same day Trump attacked Venezuela, Venezuela moved out tons of silver, all of their physical silver. I've got a video I'm going to show you that's done by an expert, okay? A lot of that silver is being shipped into China and other areas. Number three, Trump is blocking the oil that Venezuela sends to China, limiting oil supply to China, and that will deter them from invading Taiwan. Number four, silver was almost completely taken out of all the vaults around the world. Over 73% of silver is gone. It has been taken out and it's being stored. It is not on the market or in the market anymore. Number five, we are in a massive silver deficit. Computers, cars, machines, solar panels, cell phones, everything needs silver to function. Right now, China is the largest exporter and producer in the world, and they are not producing enough silver to continue to make their own products, let alone to send out to the world. Okay, I've got the music almost at the bottom. Okay, so where are we? Okay, right here. So now, the amount of silver being used up is far greater than the amount of silver that is being produced and is needed for products that we use that are made on a daily basis. So here's what's happening. The amount of oil they're pulling out of the earth and refining into usable silver is far less than the need right now to make computers, to make cell phones, to make our cars work, to make everything work. We have less silver now than we need, and that's going to cause a huge, in fact, it's already happening, it's causing a huge problem. Elon Musk had kind of rung the bell on this about 2+ years ago. It's not that no one listened, it's that there was nothing we could do. Okay, now that's kind of a huge generalization, but it essentially came down to that. So this is World War III. P.S. If you have physical silver, that price is skyrocketing. Paper, fake, is valued around 70 to 75 US dollars. They're fluctuating it on purpose right now because there is no silver to back any of these stocks. So if you own silver stocks right now, you can't go in and say, hey, I'm going to call my silver, I want my physical silver. They won't give it to you because they don't have it. The vaults are empty. They're literally like 80+% empty. They don't have it. So for every 100 ounces of silver that are on paper, on stock, they might have 10% of that, maybe 15. In other words, paper stock of silver, it's pretty much useless. It's literally just a piece of paper. So for the first time ever, physical silver and paper silver there's a widening gap between it, because usually they were really close. So if paper stock dropped down 8% or 8 points, let's say, physical silver dropped 7. Okay, and they always stayed really close like that. For the first time, it's getting wider and wider. Physical silver is going up and up and up and up and up, and paper stock is going down and stabilizing or getting stuck, and it's kind of fluctuating at a low level. I believe they're going to make it drop even more, which is going to force people to sell at a low level. This is how they're trying to save their butts. They're also doing this because a lot of people don't know the difference between paper stock and physical silver. So if you Google it right now, if you Google value of silver right now, or how much is it per troy ounce, it'll give you paper stocks that'll save around $70 or $75. Physical silver is way up. Even in the United States, I think right now it's a minimum $83 minimum. If you go over to other countries, one country, I forget the name of it, is $110 US dollars. If you go to Japan, they're paying $130 right now for physical silver per ounce. All right, let me finish the last thing I was going to say on that. Hold on, let me get over there. Okay, let me just read off from the beginning. So paper fake is silver valued around 70 to 75 US dollars because there is no silver to back any of these stocks. Maybe 15%. The rest is dead paper, and they will pay you with money, which will be around 70 to 75 US dollars, which is way less than the physical real silver value. Physical silver is valued at least $83 in USA and 130 USD in Japan and other countries. Do not let them fool you. Now here is the war. Here is the battle. China has a lot of refineries and mines, and they're, I think, if I remember right, they are the largest producer and exporter of silver. Okay, so essentially that side has the silver. We have the oil. Now, China has supplies of oil they can buy from other countries, but Venezuela was one of the largest ones that they had. Now, by Trump invading Venezuela, by the way, if you think that was just some coincidence, oh, he doesn't like Maduro, or however you say that name, no. We're at war. We are at war right now, and all of this is strategic. War is being fought differently. It is being fought using your mind, meaning social media, all the stuff that's been all these little pieces are being used to win World War III. Now, when I say we're at World War III, I don't mean, well, I mean it's kind of, sort of. No, I am telling you, we are at war. Russia, China, Venezuela, the United States, Europe, and other countries, we are all involved in this right now. Whoever wins this financial silver oil war wins the war. So here's the war. We have the oil, they have the silver. I'll trade you some oil for some silver, and that's the battle. Now, I admit I got lucky when Victoria sent me that link and I started watching this stuff, and all of a sudden a whole new world opened up to me. A lot of people have no idea what's been going on with silver alone. If you've missed that, then you're not turning on your television. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is saving their own ass. JP Morgan, all the financial institutes and bank that hold silver, that sell silver, that have paper stocks, have silver in vaults or just took them out, etc. Everybody is looking out for themselves. Okay, I took a clip or two from the Asian guy who talks about the silver and everything that's going on. He discusses the silver being pulled out of Venezuela and all that stuff that's going on right now. And by the way, if I didn't mention it or make it clear, the same day that Trump went into Venezuela and attacked, the same day that Venezuela had it flown out. I don't know if it was just before or during or what, but the same 24 hours they pulled all the silver out. All right, listen to what Asian guy has to say. By the way, that is his own self-made nickname that he calls himself.
Someone knew the market would hit after the Venezuelan operation was complete, and they were right. Silver touched $73.40 on the day of the blackout. It hit $77.15 2 days later. It peaked at $82.77 exactly 1 week after the Venezuelan mines went dark. This wasn't market speculation. This was inside trading on geopolitical intelligence. This was monetizing a crisis that someone had advanced knowledge about. This brings us to the planes. Because those 3 cargo flights weren't the only metal moving that night. And they weren't the only flights that had inside information about the timeline. Flight tracking data shows a pattern that should terrify anyone who understands how the silver market actually works. Between midnight and 6 a.m. Caracas time, 11 aircraft departed Venezuelan airspace. Not 3, 11. Let me break down these flights for you because each one tells part of the story. Flights 1-3, the obvious ones. Simon Believer to Miami International, the decoy flights, the ones they wanted us to see, the ones carrying some silver but not the main cargo. Flights 4-5, departed from Maracaibo International. Destination, Panama City. These flights carried Venezuelan oil executives and their families, emergency evacuation of key personnel before the crisis hit. Flights 6-7, departed from Puerto Ordaz, private airfield. No civilian traffic control. These flights carried mining equipment. Real mining equipment this time, specialized extraction machinery worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But here's where it gets really interesting. Flights 8-9, Russian registration. Antonov An-124 cargo planes. The kind of aircraft you use when you need to move something very heavy, very far, very quietly. Departure point. Canaima National Park. A national park with no airports, no landing strips, no infrastructure for heavy cargo aircraft. Except there is infrastructure, secret infrastructure, military infrastructure that doesn't appear on civilian maps, underground storage facilities connected to the Venezuelan silver mining network, storage facilities that have been accumulating refined silver for years. These Russian flights didn't just carry silver. They carried the accumulated production of Venezuelan mines that had been diverted from international markets for the past 18 months. Silver that should have been sold to industrial users, but silver that should have been available to the global supply chain. Silver that was instead stockpiled in underground facilities waiting for this exact moment. How much silver? Our estimates, based on cargo weight and aircraft capacity, suggest these two flights carried approximately 1,200 tons of refined silver. That's 38 million ounces. That's more silver than Peru produces in an entire year. Flights 10-11. Here's where the story becomes a geopolitical nightmare. Chinese registration. Cargo aircraft operated by COSCO Shipping, the state-owned shipping conglomerate that moves strategic materials for the Chinese government. Departure point unknown, destination unknown. These flights disappeared from civilian radar immediately after takeoff. Military aircraft, military cargo, military secrecy. But we know they landed somewhere in the Caribbean before continuing to destinations that are classified at the state level. The Chinese weren't just observing the Venezuelan operation, they were participating in it. They were coordinating with the Russians to extract maximum silver reserves before the crisis hit. This is state-level resource warfare. This is economic espionage disguised as humanitarian crisis response. This is the beginning of something much larger than a Venezuelan power grid failure. Destinations included Miami, Panama City, and here's where it gets interesting, Moscow. 2 flights to Moscow. Russian registration, Antonov An-124 cargo planes. The kind of aircraft you use when you need to move something very heavy, very far, very quietly. But the Moscow flights weren't direct. They made stops, strategic stops at locations that reveal the true scope of this operation. First stop, Minsk, Belarus. Officially a refueling stop. Unofficially, a transshipment point where Venezuelan silver gets repackaged, relabeled, and distributed to final destinations across the former Soviet sphere. Second stop, Astana, Kazakhstan, the heart of the Eurasian Silver Processing Network. The heart of the Eurasian Silver Processing Network, where raw silver gets refined into industrial products for the Chinese manufacturing sector. Final destination, Moscow, the Russian Strategic Metal Reserve Complex, underground facilities where silver joins gold, platinum, and other strategic materials in vaults that are designed to survive nuclear war. Russian involvement in Venezuelan mining isn't new. Rosneft has had contracts in the region.
Point blank, all of the silver is being brought over there to be refined so they can use it to build computers, electric cars with computers in them, solar panels, cell phones, everything you can think of, from microwaves to whatever it is that you use that has a computer device in it. All the silver is being basically hoarded because we're running out of silver. We're not reproducing it fast enough. Thus, physical silver, the price is going to go up even more than it already has. Our weakness as a country, and probably the West right now, we don't have the silver supplies that they have. Now, if you've watched a few of this guy's videos and you've seen what's been going on in the news with silver right now, we're at war. Period. End of sentence. Name World War III, supply and demand. Alright, I'm going to leave 2 of his newest links, the link of that video we watched and the newest link video that just came out tonight. I'm going to leave it in the description box if you want to learn more about what's going on. Do your push-ups, do your sit-ups, and get your cardio in, because things are getting hairy. Remember guys, buy my book Cracked Female Code, and for ladies, buy my books Why Men Just Don't Get It and Every Woman's Battle, The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment. Remember, I'm a professionally trained life coach, 30 years experience, elite dating and relationship coach. I'm also a certified energy healer, certified in Reiki, Huna, pranic healing, studied with an energy medicine healer for 12 years, studied with Buddhist monks, etc., etc. Alright guys, if you need life coaching, emotional healing, energy healing, or confidence building, get a hold of me and I'll help you with that. Alright, remember, click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, and always you can leave a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. Alright guys, see you in the next video. Bye.